Hello, so welcome to another cello warm-up, and this one is for those of you who've done your grade 1 exam and you're now working towards grade 2. This is the right level for you. And what we're going to start off with is our physical warm-up, so I'll just cut to that right now. So firstly, we're going to stretch our arms really high, as high as we can above our heads, and really stretch them for a couple of seconds, and then we are going to drop them as heavily as we can down next to our sides like this. And this is going to be quite important later, so we're going to do this a couple of times. So stretch, up, and drop. Now we're going to warm up our hands. So if you hold them out in front of you like this, what I would like you to do is stretch your fingers as far apart from each other as you can, like this. Really stretch them and then bring them back together like this. And do this a few times. Really stretch them. Stretch them as far as you can and back together. And our final step, we're going to warm up our fingers. So what we're going to do here is bend our fingers and thumbs and just stretch them a few times like this. And this is really good for making sure that we've got good flexibility. And now we've got our hands, fingers and arms warmed up nicely, we're going to get stuck in. So our first exercise is we're going to do 2 walks on each string, and we're just going to go so 2 nice steady walks, that's crotchets, on each string, starting from the A and going down to the C. So let's try that together. Ready? Off we go. And as you come down from the A string to the C string, try and make your arm nice and heavy so that you can get a nice clear and really big sound out of your cello. Let's try it one more time together. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. Great, so the next thing we're going to do is joggings, and exactly the same. We're going to work our way from the A string down to the C string. So we're going to do jogging, 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 jogging. And can you see how I'm using a bit less bow here to make the notes a bit quicker? So ready? 1, 2, off we go. Jogging, 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 jogging. The next one's a little bit trickier. We're going to do semiquavers, which are double the speed of jogging. So that's semiquaver, 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 semiquaver. Okay, and we're going to do A, D, G, C. Remember, keep your arm nice and heavy as you come down, but you'll need to start with a nice high elbow for the A string. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. Semiquaver, 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 semiquaver. And I'm using even less bow for those, so only about an inch or something of your bow. To get that nice clear sound out. So next what we're going to do is we are going to do some slurs. Now slurs are where you play more than one note with your fingers, but you don't change direction with your bow. So instead of going down bow, up bow, you would go, and you're playing 2 notes in one bow, or more notes, but we're going to do 2 for now. So we're going to go from our D to our D1, which is an E. So D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E. I'm going to do it 4 times in a row like that. So make sure you found your first finger. Some of you might have stickers to find this. Okay, and we're going to do it together. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. D, E, change, D, E, change, change. Really good, well done. Okay, now we start using our second fingers properly when we get past grade 1. We might have done them a little bit. So our normal finger pattern is 0, 1, 3, 4, and our 2 rests just in the middle of our third and first finger. So for this next exercise, we're going to go D, separate bows again this time, and then we're going to go E, F with our second finger, G with our fourth finger, and then climb back down. So 2. So we're going 0, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so when you put your fourth finger down, your third finger needs to come down too, so don't leave it hanging in the air like this. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so let's try that together. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. Good, and as you come off your fourth finger, make sure that you bring your third finger off the string as well, so that you don't play 3 instead of a 2 there. Good, we're doing really, really well. So next we're going to do the same thing, but with our third finger instead. So we're going to go 0, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 0. Okay, so we're going to go. And as you can see, I'm doing separate bows again there. So ready? Fingers at the ready, on the D string again. 1, 2, off we go. D, 1, 3. Good. One more time. Off we go. Excellent. Really, really nice. So that's all of our climbing with our fingers for now done with. Now we're going to do something a bit different, and we're going to do something called a glissando, which is where we slide with our finger using one bow. So it's a little bit like a slur, but we're sliding instead. Okay, so it sounds a bit like this. Which is quite a funny sound, isn't it? So that's one glissando on the way up, and then another glissando on the way down. So we're going to hold our B, so we're on the A string now, so first finger on the A string is a B, slide to an E, that's the beginning of our fourth position there. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, slide, 3, 4, go the other way with the bow, 1, 2, slide, 3, 4. Now can you hear how I'm sliding between beats 2 and beats 3? Okay, so that gives us about a beat to slide and do that glissando. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're spending 2 beats on each end of the slide. So 2 beats on B, 2 beats on E. Okay, now lots of you will have a sticker to help you find this note, but you can also find it by putting your thumb, sliding your thumb down to this little notch at the back, at the bottom of the cello neck there, and your finger going just opposite. You can use me to help you work out if you're playing the right notes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to the D string, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So 2 beats on first finger, slide up to first finger in 4th position with our thumb in that little notch there. 2 beats there, and then change the bow around the other way, come back down. So first finger on E, ready, 1, 2, off we go. 1, 2, slide, 3, 4. 1, 2, slide, 3, 4. Good. I'm going to do it without counting this time, but I'll count you in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get it? Let's try it one more time together. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. Good. Excellent. Now I'm going to try it on the G string this time. So ready? From first finger G to exactly the same place on the G string. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it one more time. 1, 2, off we go. This is really good practice for your inner pulse as well, to help you really feel those beats. So the last two exercises are to help us learn some new hand shapes that you're going to need for grade 2. The first one, our normal hand shape that we've learned up until now, which is called first position. But what we do instead of having our third finger and fourth finger here is we do a stretch 2 and put our second finger where our third finger would normally go. So if you can see your third finger sticker, put your second finger on that sticker. And you can see that I've got a big gap between my first and second finger now. Okay, so we call that a stretch 2. So 1, stretch 2, and then we've got a stretch 4 because it's further away because of where our 2 is. Okay, so if our 3 was there, our 4 would be right next to it. But because we've got a stretch 2, our 4 is a bigger step away from that 2. So we've got a bigger hand shape there. And it sounds like this. And it might feel like quite a big stretch to begin with. So what I would do is I'd pause the video for a second, if you haven't done this before, and just practice. 1, stretch 2, 4, 2, 1, and it's exactly the same on the way down. Okay, so we're just doing exactly the same as the exercise that we did at the beginning, where we climbed up with our second finger, but now we're doing a stretch 2 instead, and we're doing it on the G string. And you can do this on all of the strings actually, but we're just going to do it on the G string for today. So start with a 1, then a 2, a stretch 2, and then a stretch 4, back to a stretch 2, normal first finger. Okay, so see if you can play those notes along with me. So ready, here's our 1, stretch 2 where our third finger usually goes, stretch 4, back to stretch 2, and 1. And like when we did before, make sure that when you put new fingers down, all of your fingers are down. So between 2 and 4, make sure that your 3 goes on the string as well, just to make sure it's not floating in midair. So we're going to try that a little bit quicker now, and we're going to go. And then a retake, and we're going to do it twice in a row. So ready? Get your 1 at the ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retake, and 1. Excellent, really, really good. So the next thing that we're going to do, and this is the last exercise in the video, is tackle our stretch back first finger. Now this hand shape is exactly the same as the one we've just done. So what I want you to do is we're going to go on the D string this time. So find your first finger, your normal first finger, D, E, okay, so that's the note that we're going to base this off. We're going to find our stretch 2, so where your third finger would normally go. So 1, stretch 2, 4, okay, and that hand shape there, we're going to move it back half a step. So that our first finger, can you see my finger, is halfway between, so there's my normal first finger, and I've moved it halfway back between here, the top of the neck, and where my finger was before, so halfway between there. Okay, and that's where our first finger goes in what we call stretch back 1. Okay, and so here, what we've got a stretched 1, 2, 4, 1 stretch 2, 4, and we've just moved it back a bit, and it's going to sound like this. So let's give that a try. So make sure that you've got this note, so that's an E flat. So find that with me, I'll play it for you. And now here's the stretch 2 away from there. This is your normal second finger space. And now your normal fourth finger. So really, your fingers are in exactly the same place as they would be in your normal hand shape. You're just stretching your first finger back. Okay, so let's just try that again. So find your first finger, here's the note. So your E flat, and we're going to go 1, 2, 4, 2, 1. Making sure that we press that third finger down in between 2 and 4 as well. Ready? 1, 2, off we go. And a retake, and again, and 1, 2. Excellent, you've reached the end of the warm-up, so hopefully now your fingers are feeling warmed up and ready to play, and we've done some exploring of some of the grade 2 hand shapes. So this is a really good way to start off all of your practice sessions, just to get you remembering those really important bits of grade 2. Thanks for joining me and have a lovely day.